All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to your Tuesday morning Vinyasa 8:15 class. I'm Tommy, I'll be guiding you through your practice. Hope everybody had a nice long holiday weekend. Probably ate a little too much or a couple beverages, but thanks for coming out here for take some time for yourselves. This morning we're going to work through a progression I call the wave progression. Really nice build from low to high. We'll start out nice and flat, just start to build. A lot of opening, closing, expanding, contracting in the practice. Obviously, a lot of connection to nature in our practice, mountain pose, tree pose, animal poses. And this progression, I like to really channel the energy of the ocean, the connection to the ocean. So just thinking about that fluid energy through your practice, really exploring the spaces within the poses, be a nice low to high progression and back down again. So we're going to start out flat. We're going to start out on our bellies here. So you can lay a blanket across your hips if you'd like to get a little extra padding, or up by your head. Whatever you can do just to add a little comfort. And then go ahead and make a little pillow here by stacking one hand across the other. And just take a moment here to kind of get a little bit of length in the front of the body. So kind of wiggle the hips back and forth, lengthen out through the tops of the thighs. So kind of inch the feet backwards. Press down into the tops of the feet. So just find some opening, a little bit of length in the front of the body. And I'm going to sit up here so you can hear me a little bit better. And as always, we just begin with that breath, conscious breath connection. So begin to draw the inhale in through the nostrils, over the back of the throat. And just feel the back side of the body rise up off the mat. Fill up the torso, draw that breath into the sides, spaces in between the ribs. And then real deep, full exhalation out to a count of 4 or 5. Just feel the body melt into the mat. Feel the earth just holding up and supporting you here. Draw the breath back in through the nostrils, fill up, feel the back lift and rise. Breathe into the backside. And then gently lengthen out that exhalation. And kind of squeeze the lower ribs down and in, squeezing out any stale energy or air in the body. Since we're working on that wave progression, channeling that ocean energy, maybe playing around here with the Ujjayi breath, the pranayama technique. So the way to do that is take a deep inhale in through the nose. You can open the mouth and then a slight restriction at the back of the throat, like you're fogging a mirror. So just an audible sound, and then close the mouth and keep that slight restriction. So you'll hear, they call it also the Darth Vader breath, victorious breath. So nice audible sound at the back of the throat, a little gentle hissing. And what that does is just offers a little bit of regulation of breath. So you're not breathing too slow or too fast. So play around with that. Deep inhale through the nose. Slight restriction at the back of the throat. And then an audible exhale as you squeeze all that stale energy, stale air out. Continue to cultivate that conscious connection with the breath. Let it draw your awareness inward. Let it ground you physically. Let it begin to ground you emotionally as well. Just cultivating a place of surrender, of reflection, of observation. Just making that connection with less of the thinking and doing part of ourselves and more of just the being and feeling part of ourselves. Deep breath in, fill up. Deep exhale out. Just let the bones get a little heavier on the mat. Just make a conscious conscious observation for the next hour, just to honor your practice in terms of trying to be truly present here. Anything else is coming up for you, thoughts of the day, things that need tending to. Just listen to the body, honor the body, rest when you need to. Just try to remain in the here and now. A few more deep breaths in on the inhale. Just feel the rise, some length in the body, some opening. And on that exhale, just feeling that grounding, rooting, relaxation, and connection. All right, we're going to begin to just wake the body up here. Let's just go ahead and take the left arm out to a T. Take the other arm, bring it right underneath the right shoulder. And we're just going to roll that left hip open. Oops, totally opposite of what I'm saying. Left arm out, roll the right hip over and back. And then just open up through that left shoulder. So twisting and opening those shoulders as much as you like. Deep breath in, you can look over the right shoulder. You're using that back leg kind of as a kickstand here. Use that breath to find some space. Take one more big breath into that left shoulder. On the exhale, go ahead and roll yourself back over. Bring both hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to take that left leg out to the side. So kind of a 90-degree bend in that leg. We're coming into half frog. So you can slide the shoulders or the elbows underneath the shoulders and kind of come up into a sphinx. So you're going to feel that stretch on the inside of that left hip. If you're feeling any pinching in that low back, you can kind of back off, come back a little bit lower. Lengthen out through that right leg, so pressing firmly against the top of the foot, the top of the thigh. Deep breath into that left hip. Maybe the gaze comes up a little more. Low back starting to fire up. Stay for one more breath. On the exhale, go ahead and lower down, bring that leg back in line. And then go ahead and bring the right forearm across the mat, perpendicular. Come up out of that shoulder so you're not sinking into that front shoulder. And go ahead and bend back through that left leg and draw that heel in towards the glute. So getting a nice stretch in the top of that quadricep. Coming up out of that front shoulder. You can spin the palm around so the fingertips are facing towards you. Gives you a little extra space there. Just getting the front side of the body nice and opened up here. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. We'll gently release, lower that leg down nice and slow. We'll take that whole series over to the other side. So right arm comes out to a T. Left arm right underneath the shoulder. Roll the torso back and over. That left leg drop back for a little kickstand. Get as little or as much as you like into that right shoulder. Open up through the chest. So press firmly into that left hand. Kind of open up, find a little bit more space. Maybe look up over that left shoulder. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Stay for one more breath. Exhale, let it all go. Roll yourself all the way back over. We'll come into that half frog second side. So take that right knee out to the side, right out from the hip. Leg is perpendicular. Slide the elbows forward. come up as much as feels good. Lengthen through that left leg. Press down through that thigh, top of the foot. Deep breath in. Fire up the low back. Deep breath out, not sinking into those shoulders. Draw the chest slightly forward. Stay for one more breath. Exhale, draw that leg back to center. Left forearm goes across the mat. Go ahead and bend back through the right knee. Reach it back. Draw that heel in towards the glute. Nice stretch through that quadricep on the second side. Maybe you want to spin the fingertips around towards the front. Look up over that back right shoulder. Deep breath in. Belly's engaged. Deep breath out. Let it all go. Slide the elbows back forward. Let's take one more Sphinx pose. Wiggle those hips back and forth so you can find a little bit more space. Pull the belly button slightly up off the mat towards the back of the spine. Draw the heart forward, so press down on the palms. Gentle sort of pull forward here. Activate the hips. Big breath in. On the exhale, press down firmly into the mat. Maybe draw the gaze down and in, and the belly slightly comes up off the mat. Maybe the thighs come up. Inhale, move with the breath. Come up out of it. Big breath in. Exhale, draw the gaze down and in towards the belly. Add whatever you like. Inhale forward. Let's do that one more time. Inhale back to center. Slide the hands back. Push all the way back. Let's take a quick child's pose here. Bring toes to touch. Before you just sink in, kind of work the hips back towards the heels as much as you can. I like to tent the fingers here to create a little bit more space and stretch across the chest. Big inhalation, reach forward with the crown. Exhale, begin to melt the heart space down. Channeling that energy of the ocean, just flattening out the body. You can kind of picture in your mind's eye, just a nice flat wave reaching up the shoreline. As it recedes back into the ocean, you kind of pull the palms back, feel a little bit more stretch as you flatten out. Maybe you're continuing with that Ujjayi ocean breath here, audible. Inhale. Exhale, slight restriction at the back of that throat. Stay for one more breath. Big breath into the back side of the body. Exhale, melt in just a little bit deeper. Go ahead and bring ourselves back up. Let's take ourselves into a tabletop here. Slowly beginning to work ourselves up from low to high. Get yourself organized here. Line those shoulders up over the wrists and those hips up over the knees. Work through some cat-cow here. So lift that tailbone, belly button draws in towards the spine, press down into the tops of the feet. Lift up with your chest, broaden across the chest. Big sip of air in through the nose. On the exhale, draw the gaze down and in, push the floor away, spread the shoulder blades nice and wide. Audible exhale here. Squeeze all the air out through the low ribs. Move with the breath. Inhale up. Gaze follows. Exhale around the spine. Just getting some nice spinal flexion here. Add on any other movements that might feel good. Sway those hips side to side. Maybe looking over one shoulder then the other. Maybe some barrel rolls with the chest. Whatever feels good in your practice. Just waking up the body. All right, let's go ahead and shift our weight over into that left palm. We're going to take the right shoulder up, peel up through that wave, circle out through the wrists, move with the breath. So inhale, find some big space here. On the exhale, slide that shoulder, thread the needle, drop it down, flatten back out. Options with that left hand can be out in front of you, or you can wrap it around the sacrum, giving a little bit more stack and opening across the chest and shoulder. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Deep breath into the back side of the body, feel it fill up. Exhale, clamshell those lower ribs, squeeze all that air out. One more breath. All right, exhale, let that all go. Wherever that left hand is, kind of bring it back underneath the face. Draw that right arm all the way back up to the sky, and shake it out. Bring it back to center. We're going to extend that right arm forward. Left heel comes directly out from that back hip. I got a foot cramp. Woo. All right, fire up the belly here. So draw the belly button towards the back of the spine. Reach forward, push through that heel. Big sip of air in. On the exhale, push the floor away to create some space and bring that knee in towards the elbow. Inhale, lengthen, find some space. Exhale, curl in. Move with the breath one more time. Inhale, find space. Exhale, draw it in, squeeze it out. All right. Inhale one more time, lengthen. We're going to take the leg out to the side. Right arm comes out to the side. Maybe you hold it there for a second. Go ahead, place that foot down. Toes facing forward as much as possible. Walk the fingertips back in. We're going to crawl up through the legs, coming into gate pose. Inhale, find some space, lengthen up through that crown. Deep breath in. On the exhale, gentle side body stretch. Taking that right arm up and over. Slide that arm down the leg to find a little more space. Maybe you look up underneath that right elbow, open up through the chest a little bit more. Deep breath in. Exhale, bend over a little bit more, breathing into the right side of the ribs. Inhale brings you back up. Exhale brings you all the way back down. Go ahead and bring that hip back in. Get yourself situated as we work through second side. We're going to inhale that left arm up. Circle out through the wrists. Deep breath into the left side of the ribs. Move with the breath. Exhale. Wave comes down, flattens back out. Options with that right arm. Maybe you want a little more stretch in the chest. You walk it forward. A little more opening in the back. Wrap it around the back. Deep breath in. Exhale, sink in a little more. Stay for one big breath. Exhale, let it all go. Press down into the right hand. We'll peel that left arm back. The wave comes up. And on the exhale, let it go. Let's take that left arm forward. Shift your weight into that right palm. Extend that right heel out through the hip. Lengthen to create space. Gaze comes forward. Big inhalation. Exhale, knee to elbow. Push the floor away to create some space here. Squeeze it in. Inhale, find space. Exhale, move with the breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round and squeeze. Inhale, back to center. Bring that right arm over to the side. Right heel comes out. Drop it on down. Work yourself up. Inhale, create length in the spine. Lift up through that crown. Big breath in. Exhale, gentle side bend. Slide down the right thigh. Take that up and over. Rotate that elbow back. Look up underneath that arm. A little bit more opening in the heart. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. A little deeper bend. We'll stay for one more breath. Slowly bring yourself back up. Palms come back down. Go ahead and draw that leg back to the center. Get yourself organized here. Walk the fingertips slightly forward. We're just going to push up into a plank pose. So press back through those heels and stretching out the calves at the same time. And then you want to be up out of those shoulders. So no space in between those shoulder blades. It's like a little bit of a round in the back. And the belly button's pulled up and in. Kneecaps slightly engaged. Go ahead and float the left leg up just slightly. Take an inhale here. On the exhale, we're going to draw the knee in towards the nose, push the floor away here. Inhale, lengthen again. We're going to come here into low lunge. So big inhale. Exhale, squeeze and round in, create some space. And then go ahead and slide that heel up forward. If it doesn't get there, kind of help it out. Give it a little tug forward. Untuck the back toes. So we start building up into our low lunge. Draw down through that tail. Energy up through the torso. And go ahead and bring the fingertips up. Rotate the pinkies in slightly. Deep inhale here. A little bit more opening in the chest. Go ahead and squeeze the elbows down the back. Open up, gentle back bend. Broaden through the chest. Big sip of air in. Inhale the arms back up. Exhale, waterfall down. Tuck the back toes. We'll come into half splits here. So you're drawing the right hip back towards the heels. Toes are popped up. And then lengthen through that left leg as you fold in through the length of the crown of the head. Stay for another breath. Bring it back to center, untuck the back toes. We'll go ahead and heel toe that left leg out to the side and bring both hands to the inside, coming into a lizard's pose. So take a moment here, kind of pull that back knee up and then lengthen through that back thigh a little bit more. And then squeeze that right or left knee right in towards the shoulder. So lengthen up through the chest. You can also have blocks here as well. Give you a little bit more space, bring that ground up towards you. So a nice line of energy all the way from your tail up through the crown of the head. If you want to drop down, maybe you come down to elbows. If you want a little bit more, you can roll to the outer edge of that foot, push that thigh away. If you want a little more, maybe you pop that back heel up and reach it back. Make sure you're not sinking into that front shoulder. Draw that heel in towards the glute. If that's not happening for you, forget about it. You're feeling any pinching in those hips? Take what you want, leave what you don't. Stay for another breath wherever you are. You're holding that back leg, gently release. Don't let it slingshot back behind you. And both palms back to center. Knee comes back up and in. We'll go ahead and bring that heel back to the center, so palms alongside. Fire up the back leg, step it all the way back to your plank. Deep inhale here. Exhale, push it all the way back, just take a child's pose here. Notice how the hips feel a little bit different on one side. Sink those hips back towards the heels, melt down through the chest. One more breath here. Let it all go. Bring ourselves back up. And we'll do that second side. So we're going to start back in plank. Push that floor away. Draw the belly button towards the back of the spine. Fire up those kneecaps. Go ahead and float that right heel up. Inhale here. Exhale, round and curl in. Push the floor away. Find some space. Inhale, lengthen back to plank. Exhale, squeeze it in. Go ahead and bring that right heel forward. Right knee lined up over that ankle. Go ahead and draw the energy up through the legs, down through that tail. Inhale, lift up. Rotate pinkies in. Cactus the arms, open up the chest. Gentle back bend here. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, fingertips up. Exhale, waterfall down, wave flattens out. Pop those toes up, stretch out through that right hamstring. And pull that left hip crease back towards the heels. You can also have blocks here. You can be up a little higher, whatever feels good. Stay for another breath. Exhale, let it all go. Go ahead and bend back into that knee. We'll heel toe that leg out to the side. Go ahead and bring both palms to the inside of that right leg. Untuck that back toe. Bring that knee up and just lengthen out through that thigh a little bit more. And squeeze that right leg in towards that shoulder. So you're not sinking into those shoulders yet. Nice and tall through the crown. Big breath in. As you exhale, if you want to melt down a little bit further, maybe coming down to elbows, maybe you're on blocks. Stay here if you want a little bit more. You can open up through that right thigh. You can kind of help it out a little bit by opening up. Press on the inside of that knee. Maybe the back heel comes up and you squeeze that in towards the glutes. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Gently wherever you are, go ahead and let that go. Heel toe that right foot back to the center here. Push it all the way back to plank, and then push it all the way back to our first downward dog. Working up through our wave progression here. Nice and slow. Pedal out through the heels. Spread the fingertips nice and wide. Take the weight off of the back of the wrist and more into the pad of the finger, or the space between the thumb and forefinger. Gently rotate the elbows inward. So you zip that line of energy up into the center of the body as you pull the belly button towards the back of the spine. Inhale, lift the hips, lift the heels. Exhale, softly let the heels melt down as much as you can. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Let's go ahead and lift the back leg up, the left leg back and up. We're gonna bend that knee and stack and open the hips. So let that heel just be heavy. Let that rotate and open the hips up. Deep breath into the left hip crease. Maybe you want to circle that knee out just a little bit, kind of getting that synovial fluid working into that hip. Let's go ahead and square hips back to center. Left leg back and up. Place it back down. We'll take that to the second side. Right heel comes back and up. Stack and bend. Open up through the hip. Draw the breath into that right hip. Just let that heel be heavy. That leverage. Kind of letting gravity do its work here. Stay for one more breath. Maybe some circles here with the knee. Whatever you did on that first side. And then square hips back to center. Place the feet down. We'll gently walk forward towards the hands. Stretch out through those calves as you go. When you get to the front of the mat, we're gonna go ahead and peel the palms up through the legs, push into the shins and draw the thighs back. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Reach forward with the crown. Big sip of air in through the nose. Exhale, bend the knees, hinge at the hips, and just let the head be heavy. You can reach for the backs of the thighs or the backs of the calves. You can grab for opposite elbows and just draw the elbows down, create a little bit more length in the back. Maybe just a gentle sway side to side. Just check in if you're holding any tension in the jaw, the face, the throat. Just let all that go. Let's inhale, halfway lift again, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold all the way back down. Go ahead and bend the knees as we work up from our low to high. We're coming into chair pose, so sink down through the hips. Squeeze the thighs together like you're holding a block in between them here. And then go ahead and open up through the chest. You can bring arms forward. You can have them at prayer position, whatever feels good. Sometimes I like to just join the fingertips together, almost like you're holding like a ball or a globe here. Big breath in. Let's peel that right arm back and just take a gentle twist. That right knee is going to want to follow, so kind of draw the right knee forward. Inhale, back to center. Inhale, peel it back the other direction. Back to center. Palms to heart center. Root to rise. Inhale, lift up. Gentle back bend here by pressing the hips forward. Tuck the tailbone. Draw the palms down towards heart center. All right, so building up from that low to high, we'll work through some balance series, some strengthening here. Let's inhale all the way up. Go ahead and grab for that right wrist, just a gentle pull over. Kind of pull it up and over and out and root down in that right hip crease. Big breath in. Breathe into the spaces in the ribs. Exhale, stretch over a little bit more. Inhale brings you back up, second side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, gentle side bend. Just a little pull of that wrist up and over. Root down through the left hip. Breathe into those spaces. Stay for one more breath. Find a little bit more space on the inhale. Little deeper on that exhale. All right, take it back up. Let's go ahead and take that left arm, bend at the elbow. Just a gentle pull of that elbow back. And press the back of the head here in towards that arm. Walk the fingertips down the spine as much as possible. Right arm comes out to the side, thumb comes down. Bend it over. Grab a hold of what you can get a hold of. If you can't get towards the fingertips, maybe you just grab for a shirt. Maybe you got a towel. Maybe you have a strap, whatever feels good. Press the head back and towards the forearm there and open up through the chest. Big inhale here. You'll want a little bit more. On the exhale, you can fold forward at the hips, bend the knees. Inhale brings you back up. Go ahead and let it all go. Shake it all out. We'll take it over, second side. Go ahead and bend at the elbow. Give it a little help back here. Walk those fingertips towards the middle of the back. Crown of the head back. Take the thumb out to the side, bend it, and grab for whatever you can get a hold of. Big breath into the chest. Lift up through that crown. Maybe on the exhale, you want to hinge forward, hinge at the hips, bend and straighten the legs a little bit. Stay for another breath. If you're folding forward, use your core strength to bring you up, not the weight of your head, so you don't have any neck injuries. We'll go ahead and let all that go. Shake it all up. All righty. Everybody doing good? All right. So we'll continue with some strengthening, some balancing here as we're standing up. Go ahead and shift our weight over to the right foot. We're going to draw that left knee up and in. Press the palms together here. Big inhalation. Maybe arms come up. On the exhale, we're going to go ahead and twist across. So if you fall out of it, no big deal. Just get back and up and into it. Squeeze that left knee in towards the center. Maybe you want to play around with the balance, maybe adding the arms. Maybe you're just here and you just want to play with the balance. You just got the knee coming up and down. Lots of different levels of practice wherever you are this morning. Inhale back up to center. Palms to heart center. Step back through that heel. Drop it down. We're going to come into warrior one. So make sure you got your foundation set up nice and strong. That back foot is at a slight angle. And you want to pull that right hip crease back. So kind of rotate the hips towards the center as much as possible. Bend into that front leg and draw that energy up through that front leg. Press back into that back heel. Draw down through the tail. Lift up through the crown. Those front ribs are going to want to pop open, so kind of clamshell those down. Plug them into the hips. Take a deep breath in. Go ahead and cactus the arms, take a gentle back bend here. If you want a little bit more, go for the bind. Go ahead and roll shoulders back. Interlace those fingers and then draw the knuckles down through the tail. Inhale here. Stay here if you like. Or if you want to come along, come into humble warrior. Go ahead and roll forward. Take that right shoulder to the inside of that right knee. And then draw those knuckles up and over the back of the shoulder. Deep breath into the back side of the body. You can also just be grabbing for forearms, one forearm grabbing the other if that binds a little too much. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Use that core strength, not the weight of your head, to bring yourself up halfway. We're going to come into pyramid pose. So step the back foot forward slightly. So both feet facing forward, about hip width distance apart. Options here with the hands. You can be at heart center. You can grab for opposite forearms or elbows. You can come into reverse prayer. whatever feels good. So straighten out through that front leg. Big sip of air in. Blocks also available here. Exhale, hinge and reach forward with the crown of the head out over the toes. And then gently just let the weight of the head fall down over that leg. Draw that right hip back. You feel a little bit more stretch in that front leg. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Let it go. I'm gonna go ahead and bend into that front knee. Step it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold all the way in. Inhale, draw it all the way up. Reach up, look up, open the throat. Push those hips slightly forward, little back bend here. And then exhale, just let that all melt down. You close the eyes here for a moment. Just let that energy cascade down through the body. Just noticing how one side maybe feels a little different than the other. Let the heartbeat settle into the chest. Tune into that connection with the breath, the qualities of the moment. Just continue to be in the here, be in the now. Stay mindful and stay present. All right, softly blink the eyes open. We'll take that series to the other side. Roll those shoulders up, back, and down. Go ahead and draw that right knee up and in. So options, again, you can just be playing with the balance here. If you want to come along a little bit more, maybe arms come up. Big inhalation. On the exhale, move slowly and consciously through that transition. Hand across the knee. Maybe that right arm comes out to the back. Maybe left arm comes forward. Inhale, back up to center. Palms in. Go ahead and bend back through that leg. Push through the heel. We'll take you to warrior one, second side. Get that foundation set up. Back through that back heel. Bend into that front knee. Inhale up. Make sure you check in with those hips. They're going to want to draw back to the right, so rotate them a little bit more forward. Drawing that left hip crease back. Big inhale here. Exhale, cactus the arms, squeeze the elbows down, clamshell those ribs closed. Stay here if you want a little bit more, add the bind. So bind can be the knuckles drawing down. You can also just have grabbing for opposite wrists or forearms, whatever is available for you. Big breath into the chest. And then if you want to come along for the ride, draw that left shoulder to the inside of that knee and take those knuckles up and over. That front big toe is active here, kind of acting as our anchor. Belly engaged, thighs working. Stay for another breath. Use that core strength to bring you all the way back up. Palms back to center. Go ahead and step the back foot forward. Set yourself up for pyramid second side. So left leg is straight. Options with the arms. Back behind you. You can be at heart center. You can have your blocks, whatever feels good. Big inhalation here. Press into that back heel. Anchor down, reach forward with the crown. Begin to fold yourself forward out over that front leg. Stay for another breath here. Let it all go. Go ahead and bend into that front knee. Step yourself back to center. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, wipe the slate clean, let it all go. Inhale, bring it all the way back up. Gentle back bend. And palms back to heart center. All right, one little more strengthening balancing series, and then we'll start to take the wave all the way back down and flatten everything out. All right, let's see where I want to be here. All right, let's go here. So shift the weight over, one more little balance here, and then a couple more standing series. We're gonna go ahead and shift the weight over into the right leg. Draw that left leg up one more time. You can be here again. If you want a little bit more, cross it over into a figure four. Open up through that hip. Kind of draw that knee down. Hip slightly forward, tuck the tail. Stay here. Go ahead and sit back into your chair. More balancing, strengthening. Up through the chest so you're not hunched forward. Maybe the arms come forward. Play around a little bit. All right, gently bring yourself back up. Draw the knee back up. Whoop. Go ahead and heel comes back. We'll take it to warrior two first side. All right, so get yourself set up in warrior two. Heel to arch alignment. Roll those shoulders open. Big breath in through the chest. Exhale, fingertips come down, sink in. Inhale, reverse that warrior. Slide that arm down the back side of the leg. Big inhalation here. On the exhale, bring it all the way up and over. We'll take it into extended side angle. Elbow to the top of that knee or down on the inside of that leg. Block's always an option here. And then take that right arm up and over. Or maybe that's your left. Left. Thank you. So nice line of energy all the way through the edge of that back foot, up through those fingertips. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more breath in. On the exhale, go ahead and roll the fingertips forward, step it back to center. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, slowly bring it all the way back and up. Palms back to center. All right, we'll take that over to the second side. Shift the weight over into the left leg. Right knee draws up and in. Want a little bit more, open up through that hip, so draw the knee a little bit down as you push the hips forward. Stay here. That might be enough. If you want to come along, go ahead and bend back into that left leg. Play around with the arms, maybe airplane arms, maybe back out in front of you. Palms back to center. Use that core strength, draw the knee back up, wobble, stay. Make the transition all the way back through the heel and bring yourself into warrior two, second side. Heel to arch alignment. Nice and open through that chest and shoulders. A little squeeze of the thighs in and a little squeeze up and in of the pelvic floor. And then exhale, sink down and in. Reversed warrior. Go ahead and slide fingertips down the leg. Big breath into the rib cage. Deep breath in. Exhale, move consciously through the transition. Go ahead and slide that elbow onto that thigh. Block to the inside, whatever you did on the first side. And sometimes if you have a hard time getting that back arm up and over, try to take it in front of your face first and then over, because you can kind of get caught on that back shoulder joint there. Bring it up and then up and over. Roll that top shoulder back a little bit more to find some space, so you're not sinking, kind of hunching over. Stay for one more breath. Use that core strength. This time we're going to come back up, warrior two one more time. Go ahead and turn the toes in, heels come slightly out, kind of sideways on the mat. Inhale, lift up, roll the shoulders open, press the hips forward. On the exhale, hinge at the hips and just drop and let everything go all the way down. So a little bit of an inversion here for a moment or two. Options to go ahead and use block with forearms, block with head. You can grab for the backs of the calves or thighs, gives you a little bit more stability. So the toes are slightly in and the heels are slightly out, gives you a little bit more stability. You can walk the fingertips back through the feet. Just let gravity do its work here. We'll be here for a few rounds, cycles of breath. Just slowing down the central nervous system. It's like an old yogi saying, was like, if you do this, then the blood pumps the other way in your body. I'm like, that's physically impossible, but just sounded cool. All right, let's stay for another 2 full cycles of breath here. All right, go ahead and walk the fingertips back under the face. We'll just take a halfway lift here so we're not all passing out as we come back up. So inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in a little bit more. So we're gonna kind of heel toe the feet in a little bit, and we're just gonna work through some side to side lunges here. So options, you can be, use the blocks here. So you're just kind of working back and forth. You can be up nice and high. So whatever feels good for you. We're just kind of shifting a little side to side, stretching out those legs. You can use the blocks. If you're coming down nice and low, toes can pop up as you come across, shifting side to side. If you want a little bit more strengthening, maybe palms are at center and you're just shifting side to side. So whatever's feeling good for you this morning. Maybe you want to pause on one side, palm comes down, kind of open up through the chest. All right, wherever you are, go ahead and heel toe the feet in a little bit more. So this time, heels in, toes out. We're gonna come up into goddess pose. So lengthen out through those thighs. We're gonna start winding everything down after this, I promise. All right, roll shoulders back and down, lengthen through thighs, maybe bring palms to heart center. Let's inhale, lift all the way up, straighten out through the legs. Draw the palms down into the heart, sink back into your goddess. A little shift side to side. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, lengthen, lift, hips come forward. Exhale, bend and sink in. And one more time. Inhale all the way up. Exhale down. Go ahead and fold forward and just heel toe, feet in towards each other. We're going to drop down into a malasana here. So hips should be feeling mighty open by now. You can have a block, you can have 2 blocks, whatever's going to be comfortable for you. If that's too much, you can go ahead and come all the way down and just have a wide leg stance. Open up through the chest. Go ahead and bring the elbows to the insides of the thighs and knees. Toes are drawn out. Lift up through the crown. Root down through your tail. Big sip of air in. Breathe into the hips. Exhale, root down through the heels. One more breath up through the crown of the head. Lift. Exhale, root all the way down through the feet. All righty, go ahead and release your block if you have it. Just bring yourself all the way down. Just shake out the legs here. Maybe a little tap on the sides of the hips, thighs. Release through there. All right. Oh, time really got away from me. I need to do an hour-and-a-half class. This is right. All right, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and just take the heels, relax the legs, and then press out through the heels and press the thighs down just to create a little bit more space. You can roll your shoulders back, fingertips forward, lift up through the hips and press out through the heels. You may find a little bit more space as you get in front of those sit bones. Kind of roll the insides of the thighs out and flex those feet. Inhale, lift up through the crown. Exhale, out and over, walk the fingertips forward. So keep those feet active. Draw the toes back towards those kneecaps, gonna protect those knees. And also helps you find a little bit more space in that fold. So options here, if you wanna just play around, you can just fold forward. You can have a block for the head. Maybe you walk the fingertips over to one leg. If you want a little deeper on a twist, you can grab for the outer edge of that foot, wrap the backhand around the sacrum, and then fold yourself down and in. Go ahead and walk fingertips back to center, all the way over to the other side. So again, reach across with the opposite hand. Find a little bit more space in that twist through the sternum, and then exhale, sink in. So you can be up and on the thigh, you can be down towards the foot. Straps great here as well. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Twist a little deeper if you're twisted. Gently release. Walk yourself back to center and the fingertips back in. Let's go ahead and drag that left heel in towards that thigh. Give that leg a little bit of a break. Keep that right foot nice and flexed. We're going to inhale and lift up. Exhale, rotate the sternum over there. Fold yourself down and in. Deep breath in, lengthen through the crown. Keep that foot active. Exhale, melt down and in. One more big breath here. Exhale, go ahead and let it go. Inhale yourself back up. Exhale, gentle twist over and back. Roll the back shoulder back behind you. Find some space. Use that palm across the thigh for a little extra leverage as you twist. Crown of the head goes last. All right, gently unwind yourself. Go ahead and drag that right heel in. Let's pause here in a Baddha Konasana. Go ahead and drag the heels in towards the pelvis. Rock yourself back and forth. Big sip of air in. Exhale, hinge and fold. Walk the fingertips forward as much as comfortable. Big breath into the shoulder blades, center of the back. Exhale, just melt yourself forward a little bit more. One more big breath here. All right, walk the fingertips back in. Extend that left leg out to the side. Drag that heel in towards the inside of that thigh. Inhale brings you up. Rotate the sternum out over that leg. Exhale, reach and fold forward. Deep breath in, lengthen through the crown. Exhalation, fold over that leg. One more breath here. Inhale brings you back up. Reach up. Exhale, rotate. Bring that left hand across the thigh. Roll that back shoulder back. Keep that front foot nice and flexed and active. And twist from the base of the spine up through the shoulders. Crown goes last. Deep breath in, lengthen a little more. And exhale, let it all go. Gently unwind yourself. We'll go ahead and take it all the way back down to our backs. Flatten ourselves out. Go ahead and just draw the knees in towards the chest here. Rock yourself side to side, a little massage here through the low back. We'll go ahead and cross the right ankle over the left knee. Go ahead and thread the needle through the legs. So it's just a little reverse pigeon here. And then draw that left knee in towards the chest as much as you want to feel that stretch on the outer right hip. Deep breath in, find some space. On the exhale, draw that knee in a little bit more. Feel that stretch on the outer right hip. Stay for another breath. Release the thread there. Keep the ankle on top. We're going to go ahead and place the palms down. And then place the left leg down and just bump the hips on over to the right a little bit. And then just let that right leg fall over, coming into a twist. So bring the arms out to a T. Gaze goes over to the right. Deep breath in. Twist a little deeper on the exhale. One more breath here. Let all that go. Go ahead and bring hips back to center. Uncross that leg. We'll take that to the other side. Left ankle across the right knee. Thread the needle through. Big breath in. On the exhale, draw that right thigh in towards the ribs. Feeling that stretch on the left outer hip. Tailbone draws down. Deep breath into the chest. Exhale, let it all go. Go ahead and bring the right heel down. Arms out to a T, and then bump those hips over to the left. On the exhale, let the left foot fall down towards the ground, and your gaze follows over to the left side. Big breath in, find some space. Big breath out, let it go, twist a little deeper. So I'll stay for one more big breath here. Exhale, let it all go. Bring the hips back up to center. And just go ahead and get yourself set up for Savasana right here. So extend those legs out nice and long. Wiggle the hips a little bit side to side. Just let that low back release. Palms can be face up or down. Maybe one hand on heart or belly, whatever feels good. Just take a moment here. Let the ankles open up, so let the feet splay out to the sides, and let that opening just travel up through the hips, all the way up into the heart. Just take one more big breath, let it swirl around your heart space. Big exhale, just let everything go. Just do one more body scan here. Just see if you're holding any tension in the face, in the jaw, in the throat. See what else you can soften. Let the bones become heavy. Just give yourself a few final moments here to just enjoy the benefits of our practice before we rush back into our day. Just allow me to call you back here in a few moments. All right, let's all take a deep collective breath in through the nose, fill up through the chest. Deep exhale out, just welcome sensation back into the body. Micro movements, wiggling fingers and toes. Raise the eyebrows. Moisten the lips. We'll go ahead and inhale, draw the legs together. Flex and point the feet and draw the arms up over the head. Take a full body stretch. Big breath in here. On the exhale, gather everything up. Squeeze the knees back in towards the chest. Maybe the nose comes up into the knees. Round up into a little ball. And then go ahead and roll yourself over to one side. Take your time, make yourself up to a comfortable seat. Keep the eyes closed, maybe the gaze soft. And we'll just end here in Sukhasana, easy seat. Just feel the bones stack up. The head lining up over the heart over the hips. Nice long spine. Inhale up through the crown. On the exhale, draw that energy down into the heart. Feel it root all the way down into the pelvis, into the earth. Just take a moment here to thank yourself, taking some time for some self-care, compassion. Take this feeling with you out into your day, into the world. Share it with others. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through your practice today and sharing this with you, this wonderful urban yoga community. From my heart to yours, have a wonderful day, and namaste. And open your eyes, acknowledge your fellow yogis. Everyone have a wonderful day. Thank you, guys. Take care.